It's the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3. I'll start at verse 1 and it reads, "This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come." I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to God, Loyim Layahoah, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Chakodas Wakatam. I say double honor to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone, who do teach and do rule well. I say peace and salutations to the Akim, across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so, now more so than ever. I say shalom to the Akim and the Akwa. I thought they're listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. I say shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, whom subscribe to this truth to you. I say shalom. It's your brother Yahweh Sop out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, from which you would know the lesson through the Spirit, through the power of Yahweh Shai. And this lesson is regards to, I follow this individual who is an economist on YouTube. I don't know his actual name. I know his channel is Sales Daddy, but he's an economist. I don't know why he labels his title or the title of his channel is that, but nonetheless, the scriptures talk about how their tongue should fall upon themselves. So you got a lot of these Edomites considered truthers that's bringing out information, pointing at their brethren, the elites and the higher ups, and he just goes into a lot of things that brothers, our elders and, the elder, apostles and elder bishops and whatnot, bring out, um, you know, I know I listen to them to link up certain things with, um, with the scriptures. So he was going into, I'm gonna play it. Matter of fact, let me just play it. I gotta play this copyright first, so let me do that first. It's a lock here.
Let's talk about that $6,400 thing.
Oh, fair use, copyright, section 107 of Copyright Act 1976. Bear with me for a second.
Just covering what's been going on over there. All the wonderful stuff going on in New York City right now. I'm sure you've seen some of them. Of course, crimes hit new levels, unseen in 2 decades, there in the wonderful city of New York. Of course, the mayor there says it's down. Crime is down. I find it hilarious how they're doing things these days, folks, with data. They just simply don't tell you it. They just don't report it. And then they just say everything's great. Or they make up new funny formulas to explain away stuff and make it look better than it is. Just covering what's been going on over there.
So, now if you watch that video, he was going into his other cities as well. Crime is up. I believe the city of Houston, he was going into pretty much, I don't know if they're laying off police officers or what's going on exactly, but he was talking about how crime is up in Houston as well. And a lot of these different cities, I think they said Santa Barbara, or Santa Monica, I can't remember. But pretty much whatever city that was, one of those cities is considered like it's one of the nicest cities in California. But now the crime has basically skyrocketed exponentially, especially with policies being passed where they're allowing you to, I believe if you, as long as it's under $1,000, it's considered a misdemeanor. Then they pretty much got, depending on the crime, you pretty much are straight released, catch and release. So, which is being orchestrated. It's not a coincidence. That's the spirit. It's not a coincidence because when you go into that movie Escape from New York, and then they remade it Escape from L.A. So you know what I mean. New York and LA was some of the most violent, dangerous places. That's not by happenstance or coincidence. Which again, it caught my attention because the scriptures say, "In the last days, perilous times shall come." So we're gonna go into this word, perilous.
Strong's G 5467. Chalipas. Chalipas.
Halipas, and that's the word for perilous in the book of Second Timothy chapter 3, and it says hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. It says perhaps through the idea of reducing the strength, difficult, dangerous, or by implication, furious, fierce, perilous, hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear. So the times we're coming in, it's gonna be hard times. It's gonna be hard to bear, hard to live, hard to do, hard to survive. It's gonna be dangerous, harsh, the living conditions and the people. It tells you in the book of Matthew. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it. The book of Matthew, chapter 24. It says Matthew 24 and verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah. So when you go into iniquity, that's the sin, the transgression of the law, and, because look at these people's morals and their mindset, uh, people, are out here bugged out for real, and because things will get harder as far as living, surviving, people, they, the love of, how people would care for one another. Oh, I don't, you see somebody in derision or in a bad case, you may give them something. Now, everybody gonna be in a bad case. You gonna have people that normally wouldn't even have a mindset. They gonna start taking. What about these police officers, these military people? The elder always brings that up. The elders in Chicago, they talk about the marauders. Those that's gonna be coming and taking shit. You know what I mean? Those that has the skill set to do that. I must read back up in Matthew chapter 24 and verse 8, and it reads, Matthew 24:8. All these are the beginning of sorrows, because the disciples, they asked Yahweh Shah, you people ignorantly call Jesus Christ, what will be the sign of his coming? And he said it would be wars and rumors of wars, which we're seeing. Matthew 24 and verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. You got wars going on, and you're hearing about wars about to take place. You got the situation with Russia and Ukraine, as well as with Iran and those Israelis, because those are not the Israelites in the land of Israel. But you also, you're hearing these rumors about America getting into it with, Iran, or getting into it with, China, which, those are rumors, but eventually they will lead to wars. It says, for nation shall rise against nation. Salakia. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are beginning of sorrows. And, it's one particular prophecy that must come to pass before, the war of Armageddon, before, our Lord and Savior comes back to redeem us, which is that MOTB, that charagma has to be mass implemented. And, it's the spirit. I was listening to the Elder Uriah, and he was going into, he following economists, and he was saying, looking at the state of the market, and a lot of these news stations and different economists is talking about how, the market crashing. That's the spirit, because when you in this truth, you have to be well-rounded in a number of things. You got to know a little history. You got to be willing to study. You got to check out about the financials. I know the Lord put the spirit on me with that, because I never was caring about the economy. But one day the Lord put the spirit on me to go check into it, and I've learned a lot about like this place is like it's smoke and mirrors. You know what I mean? No matter how much you everybody watched that Ryan Garcia fight. You know what I mean? I know a lot of brothers in the truth into combat sports and whatnot, and with all this money he's supposed to make, at the end of the day, it sound good, it look good, but I mean, when you understand that the money ain't worth shit, tells you that in Book of Habakkuk chapter 2, you know, that's why the price of gold is going up. But nonetheless, sticking the topic, it says, because we coming into the time of evil. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 7, verse 5. And it reads, Ezekiel 7 and verse 5, and it reads, Thus saith the Lord, power, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. And end is come, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, power. Evil is a compound word. Eve meaning time, ill meaning bad. So bad times are approaching. It's a good chapter too because, again, and you're seeing it. You got people already struggling, catching hell, and violence is all the way up, and if you continue reading in this, which is this is the book of Ezekiel 7 and verse 19. It reads, They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua, power. And that's a spirit because I was just talking about, the riches. Scriptures talk about profit, riches profit not in the day of evil. Roughly paraphrase. No, what's going to prevail is the riches of these scriptures. The wisdom, knowledge, and the spiritual understanding. Those that's in this truth and understand was, not to keep on harping on, like I say again, a person's more calm when they understand their role in what's about to take place, as opposed to those that the Lord has blinded that don't see what we see and have no idea what's about to take place. Um, that's a scary thing. I'm gonna end it with this. It's the book of Matthew chapter 24 and verse 21. For there shall be great tribulation such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Verse 22, and except those days should be shortened, there should be Salaki. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. For the elect's sake, those days should be shortened. So all things are for the elect's sake. What I mean? The Lord is going to shorten the days because, if the Lord allowed this to go on, this devil, the spirit that he has, the so-called white man, he would, consume the planet as well as himself. You know what I mean? So the Lord will have mercy on us by, shortening the days, which we're seeing. Brothers always talk about how it seems like time flying, which it do. It really do. I remember it seemed like it was just, the beginning of the year. Then it seemed like it was just Passover. You know what I mean? Been pretty much like almost a whole month since Passover. You know what I mean? Well, it's been a whole month since Passover. I know I started this job exactly 1 month ago from tomorrow. But yeah. So prepare for hard times. Prepare for evils. Prepare for major judgments. Prepare for prepare for prepare your spirit first and foremost, because again, the Lord about to do some amazing and terrible things upon the planet. I was just thinking about that. I was going to do a video on that because that same individual, he covers some news and sometimes he bring out information that I don't know about. But I knew about the rain in Dubai, but just like strange things like that. Like, when you go look at that, Dubai is a desert. Yeah, but, when you go see what the Lord did out there, it's, covered in rain or water. Pretty much that area got a year's worth of water or a year's worth of rain in one day. So the city is flooded with, like the desert that's normally dry with sand is flooded with water. So the Lord is speaking and doing all kind of things, and he's going to continue, until you understand that, until these people begin to fear the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahshai again in the earth. So if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of your power, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, or you will be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Kol Elohim La Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Kodesh Vakatam. I want to say double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone, who do teach and do rule well. I want to say peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. Say shalom to the Akim and the Aqua, thought they listen and learn. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time I'm able to come with another lesson. Say shalom, shalom, Kwame Yashrala.